Good morning, everyone. We are here at day 2 of MLP San Clemente here at this beautiful venue, Lifetime Rancho San Clemente. We have an exciting matchup for you today. This is the start of Premier Play. I'm joined in the booth by none other than Adam Stone. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Mr. Brandon Sekpong. I said that right?
You did.
Yes.
You absolutely said it correct.
I know I butchered it the first time. I'm glad I got it situated. No, this is very exciting. The Premier, I mean, you come out here Thursday, there's high-level pickleball, you're enjoying yourself watching the teams, and then you realize it's Challenger. there's a whole nother Premier League starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this is really good stuff. And these two teams, a few changes in the mix on these two teams. So we have Andre Daescu was traded straight up for DJ Young. So that is a new look for the Milwaukee Mashers, and also a 2-for-2 trade from the Florida Smash, with Vivian David and Georgia Johnson being traded from the Night Owls for Jesse Irvin and Colin John. So definitely some of the teams that find themselves in the middle or bottom of the pack are trying to make some adjustments in this last MLP of the first half of the season, Brandon.
Yeah, definitely time to make changes in the last event and getting ready for the draft coming up in July. I think owners are, really trying to understand what things they need to do different going into this next season. We do have Florida Smash against the Milwaukee Mashers. On the Florida Smash team, as you mentioned, we have Vivian David, Georgia Johnson, Travis Redmeyer, and Kyle Yates. Their GM is Grand D'Amico. Owners are going to be Molly Joseph, Travis Redmeyer, who is also a player, Andrew Olson, Julio DePetro, and of course Graham D'Amico as well. So, and look, they also have a team song. This is new. So their team song is "Killing It in the Name" by Rage Against the Machine.
Oh my! Oh yeah, I remember that. That's old school. That's like high school for me or something like that. Rage Against the Machine. It's good stuff.
I think it's going to be fitting for them. And then on the other side, we have Milwaukee Mashers. They are going to have Andre Daescu, Lucy Kovalova, Callie Jo Smith, and Matt Wright, with GM Mikey Gendel, owners Mark Lazary, James Blake, and their song is "All I Do Is Win."
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Yeah, I like that. I like these songs.
This is good. It's fun. Car by you on the way here?
Yeah, yes. No, this is fun. I like team songs. Let's bring it all out there. Having a good old time playing some pickle. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, the Milwaukee Mashers, they have a lot of length, and they are counting on the trade of a younger, more explosive, talented DJ Young for the veteran Matt Wright, who has obviously a great rapport with Lucy Kovalova, and a very much a veteran team. And I think that they will be a cohesive unit out here, and I'm excited to see what they bring.
Yeah, we're going to have a men's matchup, a women's matchup, and also 2 mixed doubles matchup to decide this entire match by these two teams. Both of them looking for a hot start this week at MLP. As we mentioned, they've kind of been in the middle of the pack this season so far, looking to go out strong. Adam, you were talking about this earlier. Let's discuss kind of the men's matchup and women's matchup. Who needs to win each of those more?
Right, so I would look for, actually I would give the veteran team of Callie Smith and Lucy Kovalova, I would give the Smash a slight edge in women's with Georgia Johnson and Vivian David. They work together nicely, they played together plenty, they have good personalities on court together. So the veteran team of Callie and Lucy, I'll give a slight edge there, and then I'm going to give the edge to the Mashers in men's doubles with Matt Wright and Andre Daescu. And I think it'll be interesting to see who comes out on the left, Brandon, because both have played some Wright. Of course, Matt Wright more recently with Riley Newman, but both are what I considered left side players, so we'll see what they come up with.
Interesting take. Is there one mixed doubles matchup in your mind that you feel kind of supersedes them all?
Yeah, so I would look for Rettenmeyer to play with Georgia Johnson and Kyle Yates to play with Vivian. That would be my choice. And then, of course, Matt Wright and Lucy Koval are going to play together. So, yeah, the mixed, I think, is actually a little tighter in some of those matchups. I think you have to give the edge to Matt and Lucy, even though, maybe some of the results have tapered off slightly in the last 6 months or so. So, really, I mean, I like this third tournament because there really is a lot of moving parts. concepts, new situations, new matchups, and you know, when you get those, it's interesting for us, of course, and the viewers at home.
So many interesting storylines. This is only the start, as we mentioned, of the Premier League this week. We've got some other matchups taking place as well, with all of the things going on, with owners trying to make a name for themselves, with teams trying to improve their draft stock, improve their wins. Where do, as a player here, Adam, where does their own personal kind of brand, reputation, how do they prioritize that while understanding the team aspect at the same time, knowing that if they do play well, they've got an opportunity to be drafted pretty high coming in July?
Yes, no, this, I like, that's a nice deep question there, Brandon. I like that, and that it's important because this, I mean, we're getting big time, Brandon. There's real money on the line, and when you are on this stage with this many eyeballs on you, this could be extra sponsorships. It could be maybe getting a better partner for better tournaments. There's a lot of factors that go into this, and you're right. You have to balance all that out and be a hair selfish when you are a professional athlete, but at the same time making sure that you're doing what you need to do for your team and being a team player as well. So it is definitely a delicate balance. And Brandon, I wanted to mention one other thing. We got some talkers out there today. We got Matt Wright. He is known for his mental warfare. We have Travis Rettenmeyer barking back. We have Lucy and Callie, very fiery teams. So I think we might have some extracurricular activities going on in this match, and maybe some, you know, less than nice words said between the players out there.
Would not be shocked to see this thing heat up very quickly in multiple ways. And with that, we are actually going to start with men's doubles in this matchup.
Okay.
So one of the new rule changes that they've had for this actual event is players are allowed to choose if they want to play men's doubles first or women's doubles first. And that is a decision that is made before we start. So looks like we have been chosen to play men's first. It's going to be an interesting take to see who grabs momentum early and who starts chirping right off the bat.
I mean, these guys are so comfortable with each other. Kyle Yates has played many tournaments with Matt Wright and Andre Dayescu. Travis Rettenmeyer, more of the newcomer of this foursome, but there's a lot of dynamics going on here. These players know each other's game, and this is going to be a fun one, Brandon.
We've got an all-star referee crew as well, led by Ron Ponder. I think he is the man for the job to keep this thing under control.
Yeah, that's right. He's got a nice demeanor about him, really light, likes to make jokes, but at the same time, a very solid referee. So, yeah, he might come into play a little bit in this particular matchup. We'll have to see.
All set for things to kick off. The Mashers will be serving first.
Ready. Time in 0-0.
And that was just point one.
Yes, point run. And a little wry smile from Kyle over there at Matt Wright, who might have been fairly on that counter, even though he couldn't get it over.
Great hands there by Dayescu on that counter as well.
1-1.
Yates goes for the deception. Matt Wright seemingly has seen that shot before.
On the same side of the court and the opposite side of the court, but I would expect Kyle not to grind too much. So he definitely likes to pull the trigger, and I wouldn't say he has overwhelming power, but he has good deception, and he can go to a lot of different spots to keep his opponents off balance.
Yeah, exactly right. And Yates, one of those players that is more comfortable when he's able to swing away and play his game.
Mm-hmm. Nice lean in there from Andre Daescu, using that length on the right side. I should have just committed to saying Andre was for sure going to be on the right. I couldn't commit to it, but that's what we're seeing with this matchup.
Another one, Daescu with that forehand leaning in, this time in the outside shoulder of Rettmeyer.
Yeah, always one of the players that is using his length to, optimally, basically. He is always at the full stretch using that 6'5" frame, and I love to see him attacking those balls with the forehand on the right side.
Big drive by Daescu as he is heating up here early.
Yes, and I think Andre about 3 or 4 months ago had a slight dip in level, and he has really come on these last couple months.
Oh, right, was exactly there, just couldn't convert in the end.
That's right, he was trying to turn that defense to offense. We see that so much in the game of pickleball. Just a half step slow getting forward. Yeah, we got 3 Florida boys on the court, Kyle Yates and Travis Rettmeyer. Down on the Gulf side, Kyle Yates and North Fort Myers. And up in the Tampa area, Travis Rettmeyer.
In the game, right?
Oh, OG, he's the OG GOAT. He is. There's no question about it.
The speed up by Yates works there, and they end up on top of that one.
Yeah, and I think it was obviously a quality initial speed up by Yates, but more impressively, Rettmeyer on the next ball. Sometimes tough when your partner speeds up for you to be ready with the hands. And as I mentioned, the Gulf side of Florida, for the Florida Smash, we have Andre Daescu about an hour and a half north of Miami, and Matt Wright in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, what a shot by Yates. He has a ton of tricks in his bag.
That's right, and like I said, it's not an overwhelming shot, but he had gone to the right side of Matt's body the previous 2 times. He takes this one up the line. Great job from Kyle Yates mixing up his spots.
Yeah, good spot there by Wright as he just jammed up Rettmeyer.
That's right, and it was a really nice initial attack from Kyle Yates, but Matt Wright, some of the absolute best hands in the game, especially on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th shots of an exchange.
And Yates again going back to the well as he moves that ball around different spots on Matt Wright.
Oh, I mean, I knew he was going to mix in his speed ups, but he's going for it against one of the players with the best hands in the game.
Your scope. Nice shot, Andre.
Oh, I think Rettmeyer thought that ball was wide, and it was in. Threw him off track just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see the half-hearted apology from Andre as he did not hit that ball very cleanly.
Andre Daescu set it up with the in and out first shot, but could not complete the counter.
Yeah, just enough from Travis Rettmeyer to force Andre Daescu into a full stretch. Yeah, tough break there on the missed 3rd, but you said it, Brandon. He is absolutely the most decorated player early in the history of the sport. Obviously, the real current GOAT is Ben Johns, but Kyle Yates, phenomenal pickleball resume, and just a very quality, solid player.
An 11-8 lead as Deescu and Wright head over to the bench for Rettenmeyer and Yates. It looked as if they were playing pretty well. They're initiating speed-ups, coming out on top of the ones they're looking for, but they're down 3. What do they need to change here?
Yeah, so it really has been mostly Yates being targeted. So I haven't seen as many balls going over to Rettenmeyer, so I don't expect the Mashers to switch those patterns, obviously with an 11-8 lead. So I think a lot of what's going to come down to the Florida Smash is going to be on Kyle Yates' paddle. Is he going to, and really for me, it's more the decision making. So how many dinks is he going to hit? What balls is he looking to speed up? Is he going to possibly speed up more frivolously? We'll just have to see. Just have to keep that balanced and you know, maybe play a few more dinks to possibly get Travis Rettenmeyer involved more.
Will be interesting to see if Rettenmeyer becomes impatient himself and starts to maybe attack down the line, but Deescu, really solid hands.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. That's happened the few times that my partner has been targeted, not me. It's tough.
You don't receive on the first play.
Yeah. And you just don't know. It's like, should I get in there? Should I just let my partner do his thing? It kind of puts you in a weird mental space of, and you have to make sure you don't overextend.
Go. Nice ball, Andre.
Good big ball by Deescu, with, as you mentioned, with that 6'5" frame. He really leans in far.
Uh-oh. I believe we have a medical timeout.
And Deescu is the one that called it immediately, wondering if he overexerted on that slam.
Oh, no, he's walking. Oh, no. Yeah, he's walking over to the side. I'm not sure if it's muscular. Maybe he has to throw up. He's kind of hunched over. Maybe just an upset stomach. I'm not sure. But that last ball, Brandon, it wasn't a full slam. It was more of a kind of a stroke from his shoulder. So I would be pretty surprised if that injured him. We'll just have to monitor this. Tough break for the Mashers, who are looking really solid about midway through this men's doubles match.
And as far as the alternate system, the way that it works from the challenger side, they have designated alternates that are here on site. In case one of the challenger players cannot play, we had that happen where Anderson Scarpa got a chance to play yesterday.
That's right.
Andre Stillstrom wasn't able to. But from the Premier side, if there is an alternate player that is needed, that would come from a challenger team that has already been eliminated from play.
That is correct. So yes, so 6 teams from Challenger moved on from yesterday, and 6 did not. So you would have to pull from that 6-team pool to fill in your team. I hope Andre can get through this, and we don't have to have a situation where we have that replacement. So he's still kind of doubled over there, kind of taking his time, getting something situated. We'll try to monitor and get more information to you guys.
And we do have an official medical timeout, so we will have them tend to Andre Deescu, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back here at MLP San Clemente. So we've got an update, medical update here. Andre Deescu was experiencing food poisoning symptoms. He called a medical timeout. They had the medical personnel come over, diagnose him, and kind of work with him for about 6 to 7 minutes. The team was trying to understand if they needed to pull an alternate from the challenger side, but Andre Deescu, being the gamer he is, he's back on the court, Adam.
Yeah, he's a champ. He's a, he's a 6'5" Romanian. He's not letting a little food poisoning or a little undercooked meat get him out of this match. So he's doing his thing. And just to clear up the rule, once the medical staff gets here, a player gets 15 minutes on their medical timeout. But Andre only needed about half that time. And here we go, back in play.
And it's been a long time for him, right? I'm not sure anybody is shocked that happened.
7 minutes is an eternity.
Picking up right where he left off. Great combo and put away there, Deescu.
And we definitely have a trash can on the back of the court for Mr. Andre if he needs to,
Great exchange ends with a point for the smash as Redmeyer ended up hitting an out ball, but they got away with it.
That's right. First counter from Kyle got on Andre pretty quickly.
That ball stays in. Matt Wright, he saw the height of that drive. He thought it was going to go long.
Right.
It's just pretty soft.
Yeah, landed well in.
That's a great ball by Daescu.
Really nice. Once again, just really optimizing the length on the right side, and he's got a little less court to work with, so it kind of speeds up his hands a little bit over on the right as well.
That's a big moment where he's able to kind of grind out those dings, not rush it. We know he's not feeling well, comes out on top.
And a big come on from Matt Wright, just letting Kyle know he attacked from too low. Caught him.
That ball going wide, but caught Matt Wright and ends up in the back corner.
That's right. Just clipped the shoulder.
13-15?
Or back, I guess. He turned sideways.
Masters again win on that counter exchange started by Yates.
Yeah, that's really been the pattern throughout this match is Kyle Yates initiating out of the dink rallies.
That's a great ball by Yates as he kind of faked the speed up and went sharp angle at Daescu.
Yeah, so good. And he had made a couple quality middle speed ups, so Andre has to be wary of that. So really good balance in his spots throughout.
And that ball tags Redmeyer off the counter from Daescu.
I mean, when you're right around age 40, it's harder to get skinny, you know? We saw it with Matt Wright and Redmeyer, two of the older players out here.
No truer statement than that. Daescu saw everything he wanted there. He's a little disappointed wasn't able to get that one over.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's the right decision. Keep going after those attacks if those dinks float at all from Kyle Yates.
Me. You. No. Come on!
And some heavy hitting there from Matt Wright as he just took over most of the court in that point.
18-15.
Just incredible skill and hand speed from Matt Wright.
Patient point ends with a out call there from Redmeyer.
It was after the
Matt Wright and Daescu pleading their case, saying that ball was in.
Yeah, we were kind of blocked on screen about exactly where that ball landed, but it looks like they have it situated.
19-15.
That ball officially called in.
Here.
And the flick through winner by Matt Wright as he lets everyone, including the crowd, know it.
Yeah, classic Matt Wright. And I tell you what, that new paddle with a little extra grit on it, he's been able to get more spin on the backhand side. He's always had it on the forehand, but you can see it right there. New tricks for Matt Wright.
Oh my God.
First game point attempt thwarted there by the Smash, as they are now down 4, looking to make their way back. Another finish by Matt Wright, as he is starting to heat up as well. Real comfortable on that left side there.
That's for sure. And Mashers right on the kitchen line. Kyle Yates in the midcourt. Definitely exchanges started when that's the court positioning. You're going to be in trouble most of the time.
The great speed up off the bounce from Yates as he sped that up and then slid to his left just in case the counter was coming back.
That's right, and we had the roll dink from him in a very similar spot a few points ago, so just another testament to the variety of Kyle Yates.
Masters are frozen at 20, so must win on their serve. They'll have another attempt here. Can't come away with it, as Florida Smash now moved to 18, which has now frozen their score as well. So both teams must win points on their serve.
18-20.
All over it.
Yeah, somehow a little early on that one. So sometimes it comes off the pad a little slower than you're expecting from your opponent. I think that's what we saw there, because Brandon, he was on it.
All they needed for the Milwaukee Masters to finish out game 1 of this matchup, as you see Matt Wright come in, take his opportunity, and finish with another forehand, probably his 5th or 6th of the game down the middle. Great start to this matchup there for the Milwaukee Masters. For the Florida Smash, they're not out of it. They've got the women's matchup coming up. We'll let these players warm up. We've got Georgia Johnson and Vivian David taking on Lucy Kovalova and Callie Jo Smith. You definitely do not want to miss this one. We'll be right back. All right, we are getting ready to get started with the next game in this matchup. We will have the women's doubles. This will be Vivian David and Georgia Johnson taking on Lucy Kovalova and Callie Smith. The Masters are currently up 1-0 after that really tantalizing win from Matt Wright and Andre Daescu, which some are calling this Daescu's flu game.
Yeah, the flu game, that's right. And I was over there kind of getting some intel during the medical timeout, and so they gave him a pill to help with the nausea, and they gave him a little bone broth. I didn't know bone broth was a thing for nausea, but apparently it is. So anyway, enough about the guys. They played a great match. We got the ladies up now, and this is going to be a good one. Lots of familiarity here, not only with their partners, but with their opponents. And really, I expect this to be there'd be some fireworks, some speeding up. We got the, the physical presence of the height of Lucy Kovalova and the strength of Callie Smith. And then you just have the clear-cut defined roles of the right side rock and great counterattacker in Vivian David, and the aggressive, powerful young buck in Georgia Johnson. A lot of storylines and a lot of skill on court right now.
You mentioned liking the addition for Florida Smash, adding in Vivian David to partner alongside Georgia Johnson. What do you think makes that duo so special?
And even I mentioned it just a second ago, it's clear-cut roles. Now, versatility is great, and that can help you in some situations, but just having that lockdown role, knowing what you need to do, being comfortable with those patterns can really help. And you can see they're already laughing, they're already smiling. They really have a great vibe on court together, and I'm really expecting them to go out there, just like they're playing every day together, and it's going to be great.
They do have some successful tournament experience together, which helps. On the other side, we've got that as well with Kovalova and Callie Jo Smith.
0-0.
Here we go.
And just wanted to note, Brandon, that Vivian David has been out for a couple weeks with a minor rib side injury. Hopefully that does not come into play in this match, but we will monitor it.
little confusion there as Kovalova throws up the lob.
The rare clean lob winner. And when you lob from the kitchen and your opponents look at each other, you have hit a good shot.
Smith is good.
Very nice patience from Callie, letting that ball travel out wide as far as possible.
Smith all over that one. Not able to come on top of it.
Yeah, she was looking for the poach early in that point. Maybe lost her balance slightly. Yeah, good spot from Lucy. Matt Wright said that did our job for us, catching the left foot of Vivian David. Yeah, she said it. I knew it. Yeah, I could just totally see it when the players line up for a drive. She went with the drop, and the Cardinals sent a pickleball, the mind change.
Oh, great initial speed up by David, but that ball just kept climbing. She wasn't able to get on top of that two-hand backhand.
That's right. And she really does have a very nice misdirect on the right side, attacking the player in front of her.
And that one just triples over there from Johnson. But hey, she put enough topspin on it for it to come over.
That's right. And when I say misdirect, I mean a shot that is coming at you from the cross court that you were attacking straight ahead. And one of the strengths of Vivian David, as I mentioned.
Some more confusion there on the middle side from Johnson and David.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about the familiarity, and we're not quite seeing that early on from the Florida Smash. Got to get it situated.
To feel good there for Smith and Kovalova to come out on top of those hands battles with some great defense on the other side.
Playing great early. See if that Mashers can keep this momentum going. Smash definitely a little rattled.
And it continues there as that ball just a little bit wide from David.
What?
Got a camera guy in play here.
That was very interesting. And you see there, I think that what that was, Brandon, is the Mashers have done such a good job of not giving Georgia Johnson much to work with the dinks, and I think she forced that ball looking for some offense from a low position.
A 6-point lead now for the Mashers. Cross-court speed up there on the right side by Kovalova just jams up Johnson.
Very sneaky. You're exactly right. Not a terribly common pattern for her to attack from that position, and obviously catching her opponent off guard. Good for her. Kudos on that deception.
Are playing some very clean pickleball right now as they are up 8 on the Florida Smash.
And it's just so important to note in this format, Brandon, when we are playing a regular tournament, we are playing 2 out of 3 games. If you have a terribly slow start, that game stops and you get a fresh start. That is not the case in the MLP format with 1 game to 21. So a quick start is even more paramount, and when you have this hole to dig out of, it makes it very, very difficult. So the rally scoring format helps the comebacks, but you know, 8-point deficit at the turn, a lot of work to do for the smash.
We mentioned some very clean and error-free play from Kovalova and Callie Smith. For Johnson and David, they've come into this matchup excited. The anxiety was high. They're ready to play with each other. What changes do they need to make here before this gets started?
I always talk about the progression of strategy, and you have to take care of yourself first. So I don't hate the patterns. It's really the loose errors. A couple uncharacteristic mistakes from Vivi and David on the soft stuff, and a couple forcing of the offense from Georgia Johnson is the difference in this match right now.
There, a great start from Johnson as she sees that first shot from Kovalova and puts it down.
4-11.
And there you see the stellar defense from Vivi and David. One of the few players that allows the defense to get her game going.
Definitely, that's right.
Unfortunate there for the smash, but fortunate for the Mashers that that ball was right in the grasp of Smith.
Yeah, that's a tough break there, and you can see just the balance, the low center of gravity, and how low Vivi and David gets in the midcourt just really creates a consistent contact point. One of the best players from the midcourt in the game.
This return here from David makes this back to an 8-point lead for the Mashers. And Kovalova really doing some great work with that one-hand speed up there on the right side.
I'm very impressed with the Mashers right now, playing very composed, well-timed offense, and a very clean, consistent soft game.
From Smith as she yells possibly an out ball. I think that second ball was going to land in.
Yeah, I think
Georgia
so.
Johnson cleans up the play.
Yeah, never a great situation when you end up single file. And that's what happened there to the Mashers.
Does not work as Johnson's able to counter it.
And they're just slowly getting a little more rhythm here, and that's obviously what had to happen with that deficit. So I like to see the smiles and the energy, and you know, just a little life over there from the smash.
The smash, but the Mashers able to still apply pressure, and Callie Jo Smith with the finish.
Yeah, and Callie, some of those stabs early in the point too, just the footwork movement combined with her length, she is just a physical presence out on court.
And more of the same, where Kovalova and Smith really just fending off every attack and then applying their own pressure, that forces a timeout here from the smash.
Yeah, they had some awkward issues in the middle. They dug out of it. Like they're really firing on all cylinders right now. And Callie Smith, maybe one of the minor knocks on her on the left side is her ability to create offense on the backhand side. We saw on that point right there a one-handed roll out of the air and a two-hander off the bounce. So it's really nice to see her find some offense and put some pressure on her opponents, not just with the forehand, but with the backhand as well.
Yeah, they've really got that kind of two-headed monster approach on that side where Callie Smith, you can see her get really big in the middle, move to her right, use that forehand, but you'll also see from Kovalova on the right side sometimes slide to her left and use that big two-hand backhand to finish out a play as well.
Yeah, and it really helps kind of the slide, meaning when they have that length, they can cover a lot. So when you're 5'10 plus and you slide or take a step to your right, you still have the length to kind of cover the middle as well. So there's not a lot of places to go for your opponent when you have these two ladies just covering the court beautifully.
My question is, do you identify as 5'10 plus?
I do not. Okay. I am 5'8 on a good day, Brandon.
Double socks, my friend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Got to get some lifts in the shoes. Missed that one. Nice job out of the timeout from the smash. See if they can get something going. Yes, I give a shout out to my lovely new baby AJ and my wife Corinne Carr. And when she wears heels, she is taller than me. There's no question.
And it seems like Smith and Kovalova are starting to target David on that left side. Even Smith is going back up down the line.
That's right.
And forcing that speed up.
Well, she has not been playing the last few weeks like we mentioned, so I definitely think her timing is slightly off in this first women's doubles match.
Pressure there from Johnson and David, and we start to see the smiles come back on that side. They're going to need, they're down 8 here. They're going to need a run soon. And a rare miss at the kitchen line from Smith, but Johnson just moving that ball around, probing.
Yeah, and a pretty aggressive dink as well. So a little more linear, pushing Callie Smith, just getting her momentum moving backward a little bit.
Benefit of the net from Johnson as she provides some offense and a 2-point run here for the smash.
Yeah, and I talked about Callie Smith creating a little offense with the one-hander. I think she might have gone for a bit too much those previous couple points. It is hard to balance that.
All right, here we go.
She can't believe it, Brandon.
A tough miss there for Johnson.
18-11.
Tough break for Georgia Johnson. That let tape really helps you in a lot of situations, but sometimes it hurts you, and that's what we saw there. She had a clean look at a forehand counter, clipped the tape, and made a nice reset for the Masters.
From Smith, but in the end, Johnson with that power able to finish off the play.
Yeah, I don't know how Callie got those two. Right down at her feet, made Georgia Johnson hit several shots, and that's exactly what Georgia did.
I don't know.
word coolest point of the day so far.
Yeah, and I don't blame Lucy for telling Callie to let that go out. It lands right in the corner on the bailout lob from Georgia Johnson.
Not often you see 3 straight lobs.
Yeah, right. And we have the official MLP creep, where one team is just in commanding lead and they just inch their way back in this exact situation. 3 minutes ago, we had the Smash taking a timeout. Now we have the Mashers. This is MLP, and things happen quickly, Brandon.
Momentum is huge. The energy continues to shift very quickly here, as you mentioned, in this format. And right now the Smash are only down 5 after being down by as many as 8 in this game. What is fueling this comeback from them?
It really is just clean play. They have the loose errors in the first half of the match. It could have been in the 5 to 7 range, and now they're playing a much cleaner game. Only 1 or 2 errors here, and you can see sometimes I always relate this to kind of, you know, you're struggling from the field in basketball, you get fouled, you make a couple free throws, and it kind of gets you going. So they make a few soft shots, they make some mid-court shots, they make some dinks at the kitchen line, and that speeds up their offense and their hands as well, and it kind of allows you to have firing on all cylinders, basically.
Kovalova and Smith just need to kind of get back to what they were doing in game 1. Easy to say, tough to do in this environment where you've got some high-level play on the other side. But I think their aggression, which has been rewarded mostly throughout this game, is the way that they can potentially close it out.
That's right, and you guys have to understand about the sample size at home. You can really just over a few points, it can seem tough, but if you're winning 55–60% of your points when you're being aggressive, that is a great percentage when these players are so talented out here.
Great put away by Johnson as we get 2 overheads, 1 from David, the finish by Johnson as well.
See, it's just so hard though, because you want Callie to be aggressive. They've had some success with that, but it's just such a fine line, as that ball was only an inch or 2 too low, and Vivian David makes her pay. She tried to kick it over. She gave it the body language, just couldn't make it, and tough break for them as the Mashers have a game point.
2015.
What a way to end game 2 as Callie Smith and Lucy Kovalova end up winning, taking this 21-15 on a great 2-hand backhand there to finish this off. Florida Smash not able to overcome the slow start here, Adam.
Yep, that's exactly right, and that's what it boils down to, because I think this was a very even matchup in the second half of the match, maybe even possibly slightly in favor of the Smash, but too little too late when you get off to an 8 or 9 point deficit, hard to overcome. And just a quick little update from courts 3 and 4. We have the New Jersey Fives up 3-0 over BLQK, meaning that they have sealed the match, and we have St. Louis up 2-1 on the ATX Pickleballers over on court 4, so that match still in play. They could force a dream breaker, or St. Louis could take it.
All right, we've got some more exciting pickleball. We'll have the first mixed doubles matchup coming up here shortly. We'll let these players warm up. We'll see you soon. All right, we are back with the next game in this matchup. Milwaukee Mashers have been on a roll so far. They won the men's matchup. They just won the women's matchup, and now they will put their lineup of Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova against Travis Redmeyer and Georgia Johnson of the Florida Smash to see if they can take a 3-0 lead in this matchup.
That's right, and so far so good on the trade from the Mashers. And you know, I wouldn't say that you know it's a crazy different level, from DJ Young and Matt Wright, and Andre Dayescu, but they definitely get there in a different way. DJ a little more volatile, a little bit more of a shot maker, where Andre's more of a solid rock and a consistent player out there. So similar levels, but different style of play, and so far so good for the Mashers.
Dayescu dealing with a food poisoning illness that did cost a 15-minute medical timeout early in game one. He thus came back. They ended up taking the win. Now we're getting started here with Kovalova and Wright against Rettmeyer and Johnson. Game 3.
Jim, ready? Time in. 0-0.
And Kovalova picking up right where she left off in the women's matchup, on the right side, being aggressive, picking her spots.
That's right. Full extension. She might have attacked cross court there, but she took some time away by reaching into the kitchen. Ball got on Georgia very quickly. So quick update from Championship Court. If you guys haven't been switching back and forth, we have the SoCal Hard Eights up 2-1 on the New York Hustlers.
Oh, that ball just went over, but wide there from Johnson.
2-1.
The ATP from Johnson as she went to retrieve the lob earlier in that point from Kovalova. Now just picks her spot here and slaps that right down at the feet of Matt Wright.
Yeah, looked in from that vantage point, but an interesting point. Yeah, Georgia jumped to hit the overhead, didn't get it. Went back, lobbed back to Matt Wright, and then he went with a two-handed backhand overhead. Surprising shot selection.
An athletic play all around. Matt Wright deciding if he wanted to challenge that call, but stays away from that here, and we are at a 2-2 game.
Travis Rettmeyer trying to protect Georgia a little bit, stepping over to his right a little too much on that counter, puts it into the tape.
3-2.
That speed up from Kovalova, clips the tape and goes wide.
Yeah, and I think that, the difference between those two, I believe it was the first or the second point. I like Lucy taking that ball out of the air a little bit more. Off the bounce, tougher shot, and gives Georgia more time.
Big drive from Johnson, and it just clips the bottom of the paddle from Matt Wright.
Yeah, she caught him transitioning in. A really nice shot from Georgia to keep that low and catching Matt Wright in the midcourt.
The two-hand backhand whip there from Kovalova. I mean, she's got all the tools here. You'll see the one hand, you'll see the two if she steps off the line.
So good, Matt.
Yeah, that ball sat up there for Matt Wright, and he knows what to do with those type.
Yeah, he's one of the better. A lot of players throws him off when it clips the tape. Matt Wright really good at holding his focus and putting that ball down in the dirt.
Johnson had what she was looking for, just trying to decide what spot to hit it, and that ball ended up dipping too much.
Yeah, you're exactly right. She needs to attack that ball, definitely.
6-4.
But we'll still have to monitor this cross-court dink rally. Georgia's gotten a lot more consistent with their dinks in the last year or so.
The ATP from right as Johnson hits an out ball on the counter, but the Mashers come out on top of this rally.
Yep, and we're going to continue to see this pattern. Lucy, just veteran of the game, great cross-court dinker, and I think she's going to occasionally go behind Travis, but mostly stick to that cross-court battle with Georgia.
That ball sails long. Great power from Redmeyer. That is definitely one thing he does not lack in his game.
Very true.
Some amazing ATP defense from Matt Wright. But Redmeyer ends up winning this rally.
Oh, a crazy get on the first one from Matt Wright on the ATP from Georgia Johnson. Great hands from all four players.
Redmeyer starting to get active as those hands are now speeding up here.
Yeah, quality racket sport background. You can see the skill in Rettenmeyer's paddle. Got up to 57 in the world in doubles for tennis. There's the hand speed from Georgia Johnson. She was much more ready from that cross-court attack attempt from Lucy Kovalova, and she's got so much power for such a young player.
Can't connect on that third shot there. And yeah, Georgia Johnson just has been ascending the ranks in the last year and a half in pickleball. The ATP from Kovalova, and I think by my count, Redmeyer's the only one on the court that has not hit an ATP
Come
yet.
on, Travis, get in the mix, man.
Come on, what are we doing? It's got to feel good for Johnson in that cross-court exchange with Kovalova.
Yeah, and the thing is 98% of the players out there, Matt would have had that ball, but the extra little 5-mile-per-hour punch from Georgia Johnson, just too much for Matt to handle on that ball.
What? The two-hand overhead from Georgia Johnson. Take a look at this as she turns around and cracks this ball back at the feet. Matt Wright.
Very athletic play to get that ball down and force Matt Wright to hit up on the ball from that position. Really high degree of difficulty and execution from Georgia Johnson. My favorite Johnson, by the way. I always tell JW that. Georgia's my favorite Johnson. He just smiles.
I think he might say that's his favorite Johnson
right.
too.
I think you're right. I think you're right. A couple of loose thirds here from Georgia, really controlling the kitchen line nicely, but she's got to get herself there, Brandon. Got to clean up that third shot in mid-court play.
Yeah, I think we talk about rally scoring in this format as we head to the changeover. Really important to try to string together 2 or 3 points. It's not enough to have a great rally, you finish it, now you're serving and you possibly miss the third shot, because guess what? Every point is counted equal here in this rally scoring format.
That's right. And it you know, you can't understate the fact that the format adds pressure to the players. So, you know, it's just that little mental thing. You know, when you're in a regular tournament, you miss a third, dang it. No point on the board, though. Maybe you get another serve at it, or you just hand the ball over to your opponents. Here, it's a point, and that really gets in your head a little bit and possibly makes you a little tighter, more tight than normal.
Correct position. Jim, time in. Yeah, slow down. 11-10.
Score is 11-10, Florida smash. great hands initially from Rettenmeyer as he stayed still and countered it, but could not get the second one from Matt Wright.
Yeah, nice job from Lucy going more middle instead of fully cross court to Georgia Johnson on that forehand speed up.
And another really good counter from Rettenmeyer as that ball lands in by at least 4 feet.
I mean, Lucy destroyed that ball. So you're exactly right. Great hands from Travis to even get a paddle on that and somehow keep it in. Maybe a slight miss hit, but you know, whatever.
You're there.
Rettenmeyer pulling out all his stuff now as he covered a lot of court to get them back in position in that play.
Matt Wright, very strong reaction from him. He literally could not believe that he missed that ball.
And a big drive through the middle from Johnson. Wow.
My goodness, that ball is about ½ an inch over the net, hit about as hard as you can hit it, and the Mashers couldn't even get a paddle on the ball, Brandon. Incredible drive from Georgia.
She's feeling it now as she drives the next one, clears the net with more margin to make sure, and then finishes with a backhand counter.
I mean, she doesn't give a damn who's in front of her. It could be Matt Wright, Ben Johns on the PPA Tour, whatever. Georgia Johnson has the hand speed and the fearlessness to go up against any female or male in the game.
Forces a timeout here from the Mashers, and for Georgia Johnson, how much of a factor does it play with her being able to practice daily against her brother, J.W. Johnson, who is a top 10, top 5 male in himself?
Yes, I think it's very much a top 5 situation. And when we're talking about hand speed, it might be 2 or 3, maybe even 1, who knows. So when you have someone every day smacking balls at your chest and just lighting you up and going for it, it definitely speeds up your hands, and it's a great luxury to have. Not to mention James Ignatowicz, Anna Bright, Gabriel Tardio. You even have Andre Daescu about an hour north of that crew. Having a hometown practice crew is just an absolute luxury in this sport.
Johnson continuing with the drive. Rettenmeyer just a little bit off on that speed up.
12-15.
Great reach in there from Kovalova. And you mentioned that's what you want to see her do more as opposed to take it off the bounce.
That's right. Yeah, use that length, reach in, take the time away. The exact same thing as hitting the ball hard.
Oh, the lean in Ernie from Johnson. She wasn't exactly sure, but got enough on it to really fool Matt Wright.
16-13.
Yeah, some great defense from Johnson. Rettenmeyer saw an opportunity, maybe a little risky at that point.
Yeah, I think he's a little upset with himself. But I wanted to mention also, Matt Wright, one of the best at frivolously speeding up at the female in front of him. He has not pulled a lot of triggers against Georgia Johnson.
Johnson got what she was looking for there. She's seen Kovalova reach in with that forehand and speed it up. She counters with that same thing.
I think it's just really a lot of respect from Matt Wright to Georgia Johnson's hands. Keep going, Georgia. It's all good. Can't make them all. That drive has really been working for them, so hopefully she does not hold back the next opportunity that she gets. Just a quick update, Brandon, from the other courts. We have the New Jersey Fives with a clean 4-0 sweep against BLQK, and St. Louis and ATX Pickleballers headed to a Dream Breaker.
Nice return.
Another third there miss from Johnson. Maybe the only mistake she's made in this game.
Really? Yeah, I think you're right. Is a couple third shots.
Great play from Redmeyer as they changed the pattern of that rally as opposed to going cross court with Kovalova and Johnson. It ended up going right and Redmeyer.
19-16.
Yeah, nice presence in the middle from Travis.
Confusion there from Kovalova and Wright as that ball, I think that ball went a little bit too deep for Matt Wright. He just couldn't grab it.
Yeah, awkward spot. You know, sometimes you counter right to your opponent's paddle and sometimes you put it in a weird spot.
First game point for the smash. And they fend off this one and now are down 3. Right now, Florida Smash are frozen at 20 and must win points on their serve. Johnson after the most patient point we've seen in the back corner.
Oh,
wow.
So good.
What a ball.
I love those patient points, Brandon, and it just shows the respect for the counterattack ability of all these players. So good. From
Redmeyer as they finish off this game with a 21-17 win. Just a beautiful performance from Johnson and Redmeyer to take down Wright and Kovalova.
I love it, and you know, this paddle technology, we're getting a lot of more offense in the game, but I am still a firm believer of consistent play and well-timed aggression is the recipe for success, and we saw that with the Florida Smash right there, Brandon.
Next up, we've got the second mixed doubles matchup. We will have Kyle Yates and Vivian David taking on Callie Jo Smith and Andre Daescu as he is still battling these flu-like symptoms. Be really interested to see how they play. We're going to let these players warm up. We'll be right back.
Grandstand court, absolute battle going on. We have a 2-1 lead for the Milwaukee Mashers going into our fourth and final doubles match. And obviously the Smash need this win with Kyle Yates and Vivian David, and they have a tall task ahead of them. Andre Daescu covers a lot of court, good physical presence out there in the mixed doubles game, and Callie Jo, veteran of the sport. So definitely a tall task, but they have the firepower to do it. Kyle and Vivian very comfortable with each other, and can the foot speed and the movement ability of Kyle Yates be a presence in the length of Andre Daescu? That's what I'm looking for. Who is going to have that middle locked down more? Will it be the Smash or will it be the Mashers? Let's find out, Brandon.
Yeah, it would be interesting. We know that for the Masters, it was a clear-cut #1 mixed team that went out there, and Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova. And I think for the Smash, they've got two pretty close, pretty even-keeled mixed doubles team with Yates and Vivian David, and then Rettmeyer and Johnson. So I'll be interested to see what Yates and David can come up with here, as they need this to stay alive.
Yes,
They're
absolutely.
down 2-1.
Yeah, so Masters, 1 team, 2 team. Florida Smash 1A, 1B. I agree completely with that statement, Brandon. I think you're exactly right.
Sign in, 0-0.
And Yates coming out firing early, which is a really good sign for that Florida Smash team.
Yeah, no question. Absolutely all over that initial counterattack.
And a big smash there from Daescu as he looks to be trying to manage his energy here.
I mean, he's got that bone broth now, though, so he's all set.
Good firefight from both sides. Masters come out on top.
Yeah, and it's important for Andre in this situation too, is that we're not in a regular tournament that is very grindy, very long day. A little bit a lighter format here at MLP, so maybe it can be less of an issue for him.
The early from Daescu, who ends all the questions about him having any type of energy. Watch this as he jumps the corner, comes running through. What a shot.
I mean, he never stopped. He hit that shot and then he just went. What a read.
And the misdirect, with one thing that Daescu does very well is being able to misdirect that ball at his opponent. Comes out on top.
Yeah, good length in the middle.
Huge smash by Yates.
So I will say that Callie, she can pick her spots to go at the guy. I've played several tournaments with her early in our careers, but occasionally she does challenge the guy a little too frequently in mixed doubles. We'll have to monitor that. She must pick her spots.
Yep.
And that's a great ball there from Yates as he runs through himself on a similar attempt like what Daescu did earlier.
That's right. He's trusting his third, moving forward aggressively after, and he's rewarded.
From Daescu of the Masters, as he thought that play was completely over. It bounced in off the top of his paddle with incredible spin.
Yeah, I think it was the first time I think the lob was going out, and then he took the biggest swing I've ever seen anyone take and almost whiffed the ball. Very interesting point. I love those hectic ones.
Wow. And the speed up by Yates, handled beautifully by Smith.
She committed to that backhand side, and it's so important when you have that big two-hander to clear your body out of the way. She's able to do so and puts that two-hander right down at the feet of Kyle Yates.
Yates got caught there as Smith closed the distance very quickly and put that ball behind him.
Yeah, that's right. And I believe he might have stepped on the foot of Vivian David and lost his balance a little bit, stepping over to his right. Happens a decent amount in mixed doubles with the guy coming over, or in men's doubles when you're myself playing with Dekel Bar. Dekel used to step on me all the time. A little frustrating, but you got to get through it.
You go through a lot of shoes that way. distance from the smash. Yates a little impatient after it and wanted to make something happen. Callie Smith all over it.
Yeah, and she has a nice mini pancake, just adjusting her grip a little bit to cover her chest and her right shoulder nicely.
Yates continues with his aggressive play. That one works in his favor.
Yeah, it's not going to stop. I expect more of the same, and so that's going to be the matchup, the heads up, the game within the game. Kyle versus Callie, heads up.
Great eye from Daescu, who you mentioned has made a huge leap in his game in the last 6 months.
Yeah, definitely. The ebbs and flows of pro pickleball, it can be a variety of reasons to have little dips and some quality spots as well. So who knows exactly what that is, but right now his feel is on point and he's playing very well.
10-5.
That ball just a little long from Smith. Not a bad attempt, but not enough top spin in the end for that to dip.
That's right.
Great play there from Yates and David.
And I'll tell you what, Yates has really been on the counters, and I think his percentage of counters is much higher than when he is initially speeding up. Again, Brandon. So maybe he can pull back the aggression, play a few more soft shots, and get himself into a better counterattack ability than being a full-on offensive barrage.
There you go. And to your point there, he decides to speed that one up, and it doesn't work out in their favors. That is now a 3-point lead here from the Mashers.
Yeah, tough break off the tape, but either way, definitely a ball that he could have easily just dinked and waited for a better opportunity. But you know, he's playing his game. He likes to speed up into all the spots. So always, I say the word delicate, or the phrase delicate balance so much, and it's just so true. It's not just one aspect of the game. It's a variety of things. These players, they're working out there physically, and the brain's working hard too. Decision making just so important.
Yeah, and we talk about in this matchup, you mentioned there are a lot of legacy OG pickleball players that have been on the scene for quite some time. Give me maybe one or two things that you see that allow some of these players to stay relevant at such a high level for so long.
Okay, so I got an update from the other court. Repeat your question, Brandon. I didn't fully hear it.
Yeah, so we've got some legacy players out here, right? Players have been around for a long time. What's maybe one or two things that have kept them at this level for so long?
And it's so important to go back to the lab. In between tournaments, go back to your practice squad. Get a couple tricks. Don't just rest on your laurels or what you do well. You must always be finding some extra offense or finding an extra trick to put in your toolbox. So important at this level.
Well said, and Callie Smith has done that as well, as you see the one-hand backhand there for the finish.
Yeah, and like I said, we played several tournaments years ago, and she just didn't have that, and she does now. And you know, it's really nice to see that adjustment.
The soft ATP from Daescu, as if he's done it 1,000 times, and then he sets up an overhead.
Yep, and unfortunately, that's the double-edged sword with the drop volley. They can be so effective, but if it doesn't work out, you bring your opponents right into the kitchen.
Oh, great Ernie there from Vivi and David, and great angle to get that outside the outstretched hands of Callie Smith.
Yeah, so quality to put it away, because if she doesn't, she's a little out of position. So a phenomenal job of getting the power and the angle to get that ball past Callie Smith, and it is very much not easy to get the ball past Callie.
From the Masters, but the pressure from Yates and David proving too much on that point.
Oh, we got DJ Young in the booth over here, giving us a little love. We always love to see DJ. He's a pretty man.
Hey, you never say that about me.
You're nice looking too, Brandon.
Another point here for the Masters as they are up 4, looking to clinch this match. And an uncharacteristic error there from David, as she's one of the most consistent players out here. Has to feel good for the Masters to get that. Great initial defense from David, but Smith too much on that put away.
Yeah, nice spot for a timeout. So I believe that lead is extended to 6 points, and situation getting a little dicey for the Florida Smash as the Masters with the 2-1 lead, commanding position to seal the deal in this first round matchup in the Premier League. Oh, yep, we got an update here. We have the SoCal Hard Eights defeating the New York Hustlers 3-1, and we also have the ATX Pickleballers, after being down early in the match, capturing a 3-2 victory over St. Louis Shock in the Dreambreaker.
Yeah, and Adam, you've got some interesting ties to the SoCal Hard Eights. Talk to us about how that opportunity came and what do you see from it?
Well, I have a podcast. I said, hey, I'd probably be a decent coach and general manager, and somebody got a hold of me, and here we are. So, yes, it's a really cool ownership group. They're very involved, and so I just kind of lend some knowledge to my man Tim Parks and Rick Chan. And Tim Parks, he is very much one of the owners that is the most in the know. He knows the player pool very well, so it's nice to, I'm not necessarily making all the decisions. I'm just kind of helping them with some player evaluations, and of course the 2 drafts this year. So it's exciting stuff, and it's a lot of fun, and mix it in with my commentary. I'm pretty happy to be retired, Brandon.
Great to have somebody with your pedigree stay around the game. 6-point lead here for the Masters. Consistent play. I am very impressed with how Daescu is really managing this game here.
17-10.
Cannot leave out the kudos for Callie Smith as well, because she's just so solid on that side and allowing Daescu to create when needed.
No, I think Callie's playing great this whole match.
That overhead just long, and somewhat a frustration of the defense. Incredible defense from the Milwaukee Masters.
The Newman defense. Just make another ball back, they start going for the lines, and they make a mistake. It's a very quality play.
That ball just wide as Daescu put the pressure on. You know, if the Newmans ever came out with a paddle, I think the Newman Defense 1.0.
The Newman Defense 1.0, that's
I
right.
think I'd buy it. And another patient point ends in a great rally from Daescu and Callie Joe Smith, and they finish out this match with a 3-1 win. Just an impressive all-around team win from the Milwaukee Mashers. They've been in the middle of the pack for most events, so to start out here with a win is incredible for them, Adam.
Absolutely, and you said it. It really was an all-around style. It wasn't just offense clicking or ball making. It was both, and it was a combination, and just a great team win, like you said. And it wasn't given to them; it was earned, and I always like that in a match like this. So kudos to them. They'll be playing a little bit later today, and a great start to the tournament for the Mashers.
Florida Smash not out as they do take a loss here, but they still have an opportunity to keep their MLP dreams alive. That's it for Adam Stone and I in the booth. We will have another match coming your way, and we will see you soon.